Today I'm going to show you how to make the lazy man's enchilada, or at least my version of it. So step 1, turn your toaster oven or oven on to 425 degrees, give or take. That's about 425, and we'll just turn it on for an hour. That will start preheating it. Next, we need to open up a can of enchilada sauce. You can get this cheap at Walmart. It's already canned. There's green and red enchilada sauce. I like the green one, but you choose what you want. Next, you also need yourself some corn tortillas. You can get this at the dollar store, Walmart, wherever. You can get corn tortillas pretty much everywhere. You also need some cheese, shredded cheese, regular cheese you cut up, doesn't matter. Cheddar is probably the best cheese you can use for this, but you choose what you want. I'm just using a random bag of all of these cheeses from Aldi. It was the cheapest bag available. And for the meat, you can get yourself either ground beef, ground chicken, ground turkey, ground pork, doesn't really matter, maybe not fish. And just choose the meat of your taste, or maybe make it vegan if there's a way to do that. I also put some onions inside of there as well. For a baking pan, you can use this. This is just a cheap Mainstays baking pan, or any baking pan. You just want the baking pan to be somewhat tall, and make sure it fits in your oven. There's no true size you need for this. So first in the baking pan, you don't need to oil it. Just get 4 of these corn tortillas and just layer the bottom of the baking pan like so. It's fine if they overlap. Then you get yourself some of this enchilada sauce and you just aggressively pour it on top. Doesn't matter what layer you pour it in. And make sure to make a mess while doing it. Then you get some of the ground beef, put that in there. Spread it around so you don't just have like one lump of it. Haphazardly pour as much cheese as you want on this layer. I'd say about that much is good. Add a bit more enchilada sauce because that doesn't seem to be quite enough. Just add a little bit, like that. That's about good. My toaster oven is currently smoking. That's not concerning at all. Next, you get 4 more of these corn tortillas and make another layer. Just make as many layers as you want until your pan is full. Doesn't matter if it's 1 layer or 10 layers. And again, put some meat on it, put some cheese on it, and put some sauce on it. Let's put the whole can on there. That'll definitely make a mess. And again, make sure to top off with some cheese. I'll put the whole bag in. Alright, well that's not enough cheese, but I'm not going to cut more cheese up for this because it is, again, the lazy man enchilada. Either way, toaster oven's preheated. Let's toss it in for, doesn't really matter how long, let's just say an hour. Holy smoke, I need to clean this. Alright, I'll see you in about 1 hour. Okay, it's been a few minutes, or about an hour. This is what it looks like. It's not quite boiling in the middle. For most people, this would be done, but I like my stuff extra done, so I'll toss it in for another, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes. Well, here's an update. It's smoking in more places than one. The Mainstays oven has been busy, and that's what the inside looks like. Yeah, the whole thing's moving. I think it's pretty much done, so let's turn off toaster oven. Let's grab ourselves some hot mitts and try to get this thing out of the oven without dumping it on the ground. Alright, so after about 1 hour and 20 minutes, this is what the enchilada looks like. It looks not great. It's more of a lasagna than an enchilada, but one way or another it uses all of the ingredients for an enchilada that I know of. But instead of making it all in tiny little burrito shapes, it's just a lasagna shape. It's easier. Again, it's the lazy man's lasagna. And if you want it more solid, you can of course go over and cook it longer, and it will end up becoming a little bit more solid. This is more of a stew or soup. If you like spicy, you can put some peppers on top like jalapenos and then cook it with those. In this case I didn't, but in a lot of cases I usually put jalapenos on top. Plus if it had more cheese it would look a little bit more appetizing, but I don't have more cheese cut up. Too lazy to cut more up. Either way, thanks for watching, and bon appetit.